Okay, thank you guys. I think it's recording. It's better because man, I'll really be not so happy. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the abdominal area. Okay, you can see I'm gonna hook off this connective tissue and all sorts of a bit of fat as well. Here you could see it, you know. This is that muscle that twitches the skin. You see how it's going like this, and then there's the xiphiomeralis here. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut it, but you can see my muscle ends there. So I'm not cutting the muscle that I shouldn't be cutting. Do you see that? Because my muscle ends there. See? This is that muscle that twitches the skin that remains on there. And you can see my abs start right here, right there. And then there's also, yeah, this is gonna be the six pack. Is gonna be right here. Once I remove, so I start working on this like that. Yes. Sometimes I use my sharp end here to do this deal. Okay. To just get access. So once I get access, I revert to my blunt end, going deep. Okay. And then I just do this. See my excellent friends. Blunt end always deep down. Now I can see my connective tissue. That's why I'm going crazy like that. You know. I'm peeling off the external oblique. Okay. You can see my cobwebs. Do you see my cobwebs? No. Cobwebs are your favorite because that lets you know you are separating the muscle. You're not cutting through nothing. Look at those cobwebs. It's Halloween all over the place. It's gonna be Halloween soon too. You know what I'm saying? I like it when they start having those red pumpkins or those orange pumpkins. Man, it's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? You eat candy at Halloween, guys? Or you stop because you're old, you're embarrassed. You should eat some candy, man. Get some sugar so that you get energy to study. They actually been giving candy to the grade school students because, you know, it actually gives you energy for your brain because your brain only uses glucose. So if you come to the exam, you know, get yourself some candy. Yeah, it's actually been scientifically proven. They've been trying. Actually, they've been doing that when they take their standardized exams because the schools have to perform. Okay, so they do that. They eat some sugar. So you can see. So bring some candy. Okay, so that's that. So I peel that off, and I peel that off. Immediately, I can see the, you see this one here? I'm not gonna peel that one off. This is the internal oblique, okay? And this one here, which kind of sort of goes like that, this is the transverse abdominis. So, external oblique, internal oblique is here. So if I put a pin on this flap, you say external oblique on the cat, on the human column. And if I put a pin here, you see these are thin muscles. This will be the, and it ends right there. That will be the internal oblique. And then if I put a pin here, this will be the transverse abdominis. So now I peel off this connective tissue here so that I can see my rectus abdominis, the six pack now. This is the real thing. Six pack. Do you see the six pack? Well, you will in a second here. This is the six pack. You see it? You can see the divisions here. This one may even eight pack or something. There's some people with eight packs. You know, have you seen it? See? So if I put a pin right here, this orientation of this muscle is straight up like that. It's called the rectus abdominis. Remember when we did names of muscles, because of the orientation of the fibers, so these ones are straight up like that. So rectus abdominis, rectus abdominis. Okay, so if I put a pin in the middle here, you say rectus abdominis, rectus abdominis. If I put a pin here, you say transverse abdominis, transverse abdominis. That's the good thing, they're all the same. Internal oblique, internal oblique, external oblique, external oblique. So there's possible of 4 muscles to ask for. Okay. Normally I just sort of cut this off. I leave it in the center like that because to peel it off through the other side it doesn't go, because that's where the middle of the arm is right there. So usually I just do this thing. Okay. As long as I can see my muscles. Do you see them? This is the rectus abdominis. Now I go to the leg. Which side am I on? This side? Okay, so I do this. Remember I removed this? Oh crap, did you see what I did? I hate my muscle. I pulled my muscle. I did what I told you not to do. So you can see this is the sartorius. You can see right there. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it like that. This is one of those ones you cut in the middle. Okay. Sartorius. Sartorius. I gotta do this, you know. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm removing this deal so I can see the line. Do you see the line? Now you see the light. I want to focus on that so that I hope my camera is got a good angle. Today I didn't get to see, you know that deal right there. Again, try to preserve the blood vessels. You know what I'm saying? Please. So now I could see my deal here. Sometimes I'll use my sharp end to, my angle is kind of poor here, but I'll make sure that it doesn't touch my little kitty cat. You see my cobwebs? You can see that. So here I do this deal here so that I can remove this connective tissue and the fat, which is connective tissue too. So I can put my deal here. Let me keep going here. Sometimes you need to be patient with this, otherwise you'll be cutting all over the muscles, and then that may not be the best. Gotta be gentle with it, like you're holding some eggs and stuff. And then here there's gonna be this muscle here. So I do that, I do that, I do that, I do that. That's why I didn't want that sharp one, you know. Okay. So there's the end of it, you can see the end of it. Sometimes I use my sharp end to gain access like so. Okay, then I go back to my blunt end like that. Okay, so this is one of those you cut in the middle, the sartorius. Okay, and then I'm gonna measure. You see, no, I won't. If you're not in the middle, take some points off. Okay, so you peel it off. Make sure it remains attached here, because that will be the end of that. And here there's what's called the rectus femoris. I wish I could see my camera right there. There's the rectus femoris right here. Do you see how I'm removing this connective tissue? And this video is gonna go up as well. Okay, you can see now the muscles are separated nicely, and then here I got those other ones. So I'm gonna come to this gluteal area. Let me finish this This is part of the tensor fascia lata right there. Okay, and this is the vastus lateralis. Okay, vastus lateralis, this muscle here, which goes all the way deep inside. Oh, this is vastus lateralis, and this is the vastus medialis. This one right here, and it ends right there. And this is the vastus intermedius. This one right there, see this nice one right there. So now I go to the gracilis or gracilis. I call it gracilis because it's just spelled like that with a C though. Okay? Do you see how I did that? I do that, I do that, I do that. Then I just start picking on the area. When I see the line, now you see the light. This one I usually don't want you to cut it in the middle because it's connected with the connective tissue that you're gonna sort of get to when you go to the, you know what I'm saying? So this is the gracilis. I want you to leave it hooked in the middle, and I want you to cut it at the end. Okay? Like that. Okay, you can see the line, right? So I use my sharp end here to gain access. I revert back to the blunt end. Okay? I'm gonna do that. And then the gracilis, I want you to do it on this end. Okay? I want you to move that. Too bad I can't see my view today. Okay? Just scoot that vein on the side, and you can see the gracilis ends right there, right? So I'm just gonna cut like that, the connective tissue. Don't cut near the muscle, and then I'm gonna do that. Flip that open like that. The only one I cut in the middle is the sartorius. So this is sartorius, sartorius. This one sartorius, gracilis, or gracilis if you like. And then here, there's a lot of muscles right here. Please preserve the veins, okay? This is part of the adductor longus, and this is the adductor femoris, you know, separated like that. And this is the semimembranosus. Semimembranosus looks like a membrane, and I'm trying to dissect out the semitendinosus. Like that. There's the semitendinosus. I know it's kind of running late. Semitendinosus. Okay, I'm almost there. Semitendinosus right there. Okay, semitendinosus, and separating it from this is the biceps femoris. Okay, there's a bit of connective tissue covering these muscles. Okay, so this is the semitendinosus. Semimembranosus, adductor femoris, adductor longus, and this is the adductor longus, adductor longus. So the human only has, the cat only has the adductor longus, and the human has only the adductor longus, and the cat has split it into two. This one is the adductor femoris, adductor longus in the human, and this is the adductor longus, this long one here, and it's also adductor longus in the human. So depending on which one I pick, this one is the adductor femoris, adductor longus in the human. Human is always adductor longus because there's only one, and then this is the adductor longus in the cat, this long thin one, and then adductor longus in the human as well. Okay, sartorius, sartorius, gracilis, gracilis, semimembranosus. It looks like a membrane. Semitendinosus. All right, it looks like a tendon too. Okay, so now we go to the side and to the gluteal areas, and I start to pick on this line here, so I can separate out my biceps femoris. Okay, I'm gonna skip recording until I finish. All right, sorry guys. Okay, so I put my finger in there, and then I can keep separating here. Okay, then this is the cordofemoralis, and there's no human equivalent. Okay. Dash, dash, dash. That's what that is. Do you see I saw the line, then I started separating it out